Outertale Sans has been in this fandom for almost 10 years. 10 whole years. And he has not gotten a win ever in those 10 years. Do you know what happened in this fandom in those 10 years? Deltarune chapters 1, 2, 3, and 4 dropped in those 10 years. We found the Roaring Knight fought Jerson and had a 10-year anniversary stream with a Sans fight and Spamton in the game, with Sans pulling up with a bulldozer right after. How does that even work? Where did he even get that shit from? In those 10 years, Undertale... Shay? We witnessed the rise and fall of Shay TV and the generational run of the big three of Undertale animators before Outertale Sans has gotten a single win. Kara's Response got a whole remake before Outertale Sans has gotten a single win, let alone anything significant. The Bad Time Trio alone has had more longevity than Outertale Sans getting a single win in those 10 years. Dusttale has gotten a multitude of themes in fan games. Sour Apple has ruined their reputation, and Killer Sans has been goated for 10 years before Outer Sans has gotten anything significant. This nigga dies in every animation he's in. Let that sink in. We witnessed the rise and downfall of Soul Shatters. Soul Shatters. And gave Ink Sans 3 phases before Outertale has gotten a single win. Toby literally mentioned Underverse on the Undertale 10th anniversary live stream before Outertale Sans has gotten a single flower, at least.
By the way, I don't know anything about O, but I did meet the person who made Underfill one time. Underfell.
And throughout all these 10 years, he has been consistently getting his ass beat throughout this whole community. And today we're going to make content out of it. In this video, we're basically going to go through all the animations, fan games, and they use Outertale Sans in. Because holy shit, this man is like the punching bag of the community. And I'm basically going to count his win to loss ratio throughout the whole duration of this video. There's not really much more I can add to this, so let's get into it. Starting with... It's so sad seeing AUs get discontinued out of nowhere, especially when creators disappear and we don't even know what happened to them. Like the guy who made the Fatal Error comments, he just went ghost after 2023. Where did he even go? The series was just so well made. I was actually hyped for it. What even was this guy's name? Hold up. Oh yeah, as I was saying, this series was great, especially with how Fatal Error was portrayed. He actually did his job pretty well as a broken and unstable character. When you have the time, go read it, link in description. But we all know what this video is about, and Outertale Sans was just unlucky enough to become a victim. After Genocide gets turned into Fatal Error, he realizes he can see code and vows to find Error Sans, and he accidentally teleports himself into the Outertale universe. I still can't believe this. Out of all the AUs to show up in, it had to be Outertale. Like, that is just horrible RNG. Outertale Sans finds him, and so far, Fatal's been pretty chill for the most part. But when Papyrus shows up, Fatal Error sees his code, realizing it's not his timeline's version of him. And then he genuinely starts tweaking, trying to figure out where his Papyrus is. Mind you, this is only chapter 1. What is this man's problem? Bro's lost it. Luckily, he teleports to an anti-void where Error Sans left Swap Sans in. But then he just decides that he's gonna take the code from other Sans just to bring Papyrus back. And I kid you not, after he says this and kills Swap Sans, Outertale Sans is in the next scene. Mind you, Outertale Sans didn't even do anything. You know what? Let's put this into his perspective. Outer Sans was just chilling in Snowdome with Papyrus, and then Fatal Error just shows up and has a mental breakdown out of nowhere, disappears, and not even an hour later, he just gets kidnapped and killed. Like, what? This is an extremely summarized version of everything and you have to read it yourself. But yeah, he didn't even get a chance. Already 0 for 1. Let's get to the next fight. Nekba Animator was goated, we already know this, but he did make a video about Outertale Sans versus Horror, so predict if Outer gets a win here. You know damn well. So we start with Outertale Sans using blue magic on Horror, and Horror isn't even phased. I don't even know why Outer did that. Horror responds with shooting a wave of bones with Outertale Sans blasting them away. And guess what? Outertale Sans is already tired and Horror is on his ass. Like, do you see how they do this, nigga? I'm surprised he was even able to dodge the attack. This whole video is just sad and hilarious at the same time. Outertale Sans throws stars with Horror dodging, but Outer actually hit him point blank with a Gaster Blaster. Good on you, Outer. Oh wait, never mind. Horror Sans just opens his eyes and begins to rush him again, breaking a whole meteor in the process. Yeah, once I saw this, I already knew it was over. Outer makes Horror let go of his axe and traps him with blue attacks. He probably put all his energy into that. Yup, he did, and the most cartoonish thing happens. The axe falls back on his head. This man got done so dirty, bro. So yeah, with probably 2 minutes and 30 seconds of fighting, Outertale Sans is exhausted and Horror puts him to rest. This was obviously a violation for Outertale Sans. Outertale. I can't even call this a fight. It was just free eats for Horror. Anyways, let's get to the next animation. Next. Oh god, bro. Oh my god. Okay, let's just get the obvious out the way. Outertale Sands was obviously not meant to have a huge role in this episode. I know it's hard to accept, I know the feeling, but it's just the truth. Especially with everything that was happening in this episode, I don't know how JK could have made it till Outertale Sands didn't get done dirty. Like, literally the strongest characters in the verse were in the same vicinity as Outer. What was he even supposed to do? Oh yeah, also, Air destroyed the multiverse at the end of 0.4, so even if he was putting absolute belt to ass on Killer, it would have all been in vain. And people were complaining about Outer Sands dying, including me. But what about Papyrus, Undying, and everyone else? It would have been fire to see Killer boss fight through the entire verse. It doesn't even have to be a long scene. It could only be like 3 minutes and it'd still be peak. Or maybe Ink versus Air with Killer one-shotting the monsters in the background. Why am I talking about Killer Sands when Outertale Sands is the main focus of this video? But that just proves how irrelevant he was. Rest in peace, Outertale Sands for the third time, Oda 3. I know everyone's seen the Fatal Error vs. Nightmare by Chase Animates, and you may be thinking, Foreign, Outertale Sands isn't even in this video. Oh shit! And just like that, we are now 0 to 4. Matter of fact, we can go back to Nekba Animator. In his last Undertale animation, Outertale wasn't even fighting. He was just a background character. And he still found a way to get caught in the crossfire. Oh to 5. If this keeps up, it might be worse than Vegeta's win-to-loss ratio. Nah, I'm exaggerating. You already know Vegeta's gonna lose once he pulls this. If you know, you know. Oh yeah, Cedro's Near had an old series called Error Shift where Error Sands was just terrorizing AUs. And it eventually ended in Frisk beating him. And it featured Outertale in it, so. Why is this nigga hiding behind Grillby of all people? You know what? I'm just gonna get this over with. We start with Outertale Sands hiding behind Grillby, and Grillby, being the W-mans he is, decides to help him. Frisk one-shots Grillby, and Outertale Sands is fearing for his life with Frisk oral farming. Holy shit. But Grillby regenerates and tries to sneak Frisk with them dodging and hitting them again. I don't know why Frisk is trying to hit fire. They might be retarded. But Frisk actually uses their head for once and throws water at him, winning the fight. Now, Outertale Sands didn't really die to Frisk here since Air came in, but let's be honest, Outer is long gone. Oh to 6. There was an Outertale Stronger Than You parody and Sans died in it, but to be honest, dying in the Genocide route is like a canon event for everyone, so oh to 7. For canon Outertale, monsters turn into stars before they die, so Bro was probably watching the underground light up more and more knowing he was going to be next. And it's pretty sad since Outer Sands was probably having more fun than he was in Undertale. So yeah, he gets packed up in the Genocide route, oh to 8. Oh to 8. That's 0 wins to 8 losses. That's bad. I never seen that ever. I never seen that ever in my life. That's horrible. Oh my god. If I use this video and put him against any Undertale character to judge the chance of him winning, there's no shot. There's absolutely 0 chance of him getting a win. I never seen it this bad before in my life. At least Swap Sands has Underverse. This nigga has nothing. Outertale Sands has absolutely nothing. Like, what did he do to deserve this? Like, genuinely, what did he do? Now, you may say it makes sense because Outertale is just Undertale in space, but Undertale came out and deadass had nothing. It was just edgy Undertale. Yet it got millions of views and support from everyone. Story Shift was just characters being shuffled around with no expansion on the AU whatsoever. Loved by many. Alpha Tail is pure ass. Well, I'm gonna make a video about that later, but it's ass, and everyone knows that, yet people get mad when it gets slandered. Dusttail is literally just a concept AU and nothing else, yet Outertale Sands gets destroyed like this. You know what, whatever, I'm just gonna get to PS Outertale. I never really liked PS Outertale all that much. What even was that? Anyway, I never really liked PS Outertale all that much. A lot of stuff that happened there just felt pretty odd to me. Asgore nearly doing nothing for almost all the routes. Sans seeing you kill everyone at the dark neutral route and just being chill with you right after. The chaotic route ending in general. Kara somehow, some way coming back to life in the level 0 pacifist route despite giving their soul to Azrael. I don't even think Azrael and Kara have an interaction with Asgore and Toriel. They're just back and that's it. And then the monsters all collectively agreeing to leave you to die in the bully pacifist route because you beat up the monsters before sparing them, even though they were literally trying to kill you minutes before. I don't know, I'm pretty sure there was a monster in the game that just pulls a gun at you right then and there. Like, is this not crazy? The writing just feels pretty mid to me, but I still liked how they handled certain characters, so it's not all bad. And Outertale Sands, holy shit, what the fuck even was this? So after Azrael takes Toriel's soul to get his body back, Frisk teams up with him and they're basically about to terrorize Snowden. Sans sees this, knowing they're up to no good and Papyrus is in trouble, so to respond to this, he runs away? And when Azrael's about to kill Papyrus, Sans steps in and takes the hit? Oda 9. This scene feels so forced. First off, this is like the last thing Sans would do. He could have done multiple other things listed on here to protect Papyrus. Second, why does PS Outertale Sans do all this, yet do absolutely nothing to us in the Dark Neutral route? Again, we kill Papyrus and everyone he knows. Sans has the perfect chance to attack us, yet he doesn't. Why? Third, Papyrus dies later, so Sans just sacrifices himself for nothing. And fourth, you know what? Oda 10 just because of that. Zero wins to 10 losses in his past 10 years of his existence. That's just embarrassing. Like, comment, subscribe, hype the video, share with your friends, or this will be your life right now. It's crazy how there are words they use than Outertale even with the little lore Outertale has, yet it still gets slandered like this. I know us as a community can do better. Justice for Outertale. Swap Sans, you're next.